Start. It's live. Okay.
So,
thank you for the. Yeah, you're in camera.
Okay.
So.
Is the audio working?
Is the audio work? Yes, it is.
Thanks for a friend on the internet.
So we have audio in the first minutes. What did I do this week?
Well, first, welcome everybody.
With my big hands.
Third weekly.
Third weekly?
Third?
Yes.
Right?
So,
Yes, third.
So we don't have Ton here, and Esther is not here either. David is already gone too. What did I do this week? So.
Want to show stuff?
Yes, would be better. Well, the first good news is you all read it, and there's a new script.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I read it.
You wrote it?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
Yeah, I loved it.
Well,
And actually, before leaving, I was making a list of all the new characters there are.
That's quite a few.
Because there are a lot of you.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's the good. I think the best script we had for now, and we now just have to go into the very important things now, which are details as we go. So dialogues, more character design, more almost we can almost start to think of storyboards also for certain scenes, and keep searching for. The matte paintings and moods and colors and stuff. So that's good. I think we have something quite solid now. So
maybe we should explain the changes to the weekly.
What?
But last week you actually told the whole plot.
Yeah.
Maybe I might as well put it for people that are waiting for
you want me to
spoilers.
tell the story again?
No.
Well, the last week the audio was wrong for the first 9 minutes.
Yeah. Okay.
But like overall, it's just not to spoil everybody again. Maybe there are a few changes, right?
Yeah, there's a few changes. It goes a bit more dense inside the three main scenes because we have three main sets. We have the island, which is reality, where our main character comes from, Frank the sheep, where he meets Victor, the weird sales guy that will actually sell him and force him to agree for a deal that will send him through multiple universes. Then there is the second world where it's actually the huge tornado that comes to grab Frank and send him to the other world, in which he will already change and shapeshift somehow, with maybe a musical part where all the sheep and Victor will sing and dance on the island while Victor is thrown away naked into the tornado.
Winner included.
And the third world, which is the first fantasy world in a forest where Frank becomes a caterpillar and where he meets Tara, the female character. And we have also an epilogue scene, which is very short now. It's only one shot in the control center room of this crazy world, which is the Cosmosland romance set, where where Victor's work.
Quite a few things happening.
Yeah, so now it's a bit, maybe too much. Maybe we'll have to remove a few things because it's quite ambitious, I feel. Or like it's still 15 minutes and there's more secondary characters, more secondary things, long dialogues that might also be written with the salesman and with Tara. So it's lots of animation too then. So we'll see. Might be too ambitious. We have to see for that. Anyway, so this week we still were working on character designs because now we start to have something that feel also quite solid, even though it's not final yet at all. I don't know if you can show them.
So in your weekly folder,
yeah, there should be.
There is this.
Shall we?
Let's start with.
Yeah, we don't care for the blank file. It's a mistake, but you can.
This? Or this?
No, this I will.
This?
Yes, this one would be great if it works.
Okay.
So this was a render test of our potential of a main character, even though it's not again final, but it's a good
Wow.
start. It's just skirts, hair testing, render tests, and stuff like that. So it's not looping, I think. But can you?
There.
Mode? Edit, previous
This one?
edit, you have it.
Edit.
Repeat mode.
Repeat mode.
Yeah. So it starts to feel good like this, so we'll see, but there is also like 20 other sheep to actually design, so
Yeah.
they can all be different or will be derivative from this one, or this. I feel that maybe this one could be friend, but maybe not, we'll see. So it's also a good render test for hairs and cycle render times and stuff. So, more light.
Yeah, for the camera.
So that's basically it. I was working on this most of the week, and I did also work on some Victor design based on Sarah's work. I think you can show it also. It's a frame in the folder. Victor? Yep. But I think Sarah will show some also. This is the first sculpt. She already had made a new one today, but there's no renders of it yet. But Victor starts to look good too now, so I'm pretty happy with this one. So it looks very well, good. He has everything we need, like the small angel thing, but it's also quite ridiculous. We find a very good idea for the shoes based on Sarah's suggestion. So it starts to gather and adds up pretty great now. So there's also Tara's design, but I think you'll show them.
Yes.
So I won't spoil it now. And that's it. And on the side note, we already have done a few things with Dalai, which is just render tests and small render modification to simulate anamorphic bokeh for cycles north.
Oh.
That's okay. So there's a few images. So start with this one. This is very light, but I don't know if you can see it. But this is standard bokeh.
This is the.
That's not very better. If only we do not have any sun.
Yeah.
Right, so this is standard bokeh. Those, I don't know if you can really see it, but you have to focus mainly on like those kind of dots which are quite round. And if you go to the next frame, you'll see variations of this. So this is the same with the ratio of
0.2?
no, the anamorphic is multiplied by 2. Yeah, it's a 2x ratio. But this is the radius of the data. It's a 2 by 2 ratio for the depth of field, and you have a by 3 right now, this one, which is even more stretched. So you feel it very more vertical.
Oh.
So it's
I can't tell the difference.
it's not very easy to see on those images, but with I will render some more next week with like this scene, but at night, so you'll have lots of lights around, and it will be way more obvious. But it's a very nice little thing that will help improve the cinematic feeling of shots.
So the vertical one is the one you are searching for.
Yeah,
Okay.
that wasn't able to do before.
Okay. Okay. I didn't know that.
It's not on trunk, on master.
No,
It's a test.
it's in test build though, the early version.
The test build.
Yeah, well, it's not in master.
Nice. So if you are there and want to test it, it's on the Buildbot test build.
Yeah. And yeah, I'm gonna talk about that tonight. The things.
Awesome.
Well, that's it for me.
It's for you. There's nothing. And let's watch this guy again. Super nice. All the colors are
Super
numbers.
nice.
Other okay. Look at that face.
He does have problems. Lots of hairy details in his
Yeah.
life.
Pun intended. Super cool.
So,
Cool.
who's next?
Well, I really need something with fans too, so it's was a start last week. This week.
That's
Anyway,
last week.
that's the previous one, and this is a new one.
Okay.
So I also continued like with playing with the environment and seeing how it could. I was going more for like not so curly, but a bit more loose kind of hair.
Yeah.
Which could also work for Victor, maybe. Why not? So that's another. Kind of I wanted to break a little bit the
Very sharp.
symmetry.
Yeah.
The very sharp, yeah, because I got your feedback about the sharpness of the thing, and yeah, it was way too much, and wanted to break a little bit the symmetry also on the eyes. And this is the same one, but I was also playing with it a bit with the bokeh and with the fish eye.
Oh, there's also the fisheye?
Yeah, this has a little bit of fish eye. 28.
You guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. No one's been using this for years, and then finally
Now it's being
became a
used.
thing.
It's great because it's like it looks pretty. Like you put it on real life values, it looks
Like real.
similar, but with a better. I don't know. It looks more realistic. So I was playing for fun, like, hey, maybe I could make a fat, chubby little butterfly. Yeah. Wasn't really,
Nice.
it's a cute overload. I know we are not going for that, so.
Oh, and there's a picture.
Huh?
This is a render picture.
This is a render.
Wow,
Wow, thank you. Thank you very much.
Oh.
It's a compliment. No, this is a render. I was just trying to play with a little bit with the.
It's very
So it looks
nice.
like a model, like a miniature set.
Yeah, it's totally like you can even see here that it's out of focus.
Yeah.
So it's like a miniature. I don't know. I like that.
Like the sheet.
Like it's not realistic,
Can shift.
but the tilt shift, yeah.
Yeah.
But I like it, and I like to use it. I don't think we're going for that. We're going for a more realistic.
I don't know yet, but no, why not? Why not, actually? The only thing is that from a scale point of view, I think we shouldn't have the sea at the bottom. We should have only a gigantic cliff going
Yeah, going, keep going.
endlessly, like.
We don't know.
Yeah, otherwise he can just like get a bit wet. Fail.
Just like too scared
To actually do
die.
anything.
But
Yeah, or even like doing some like evil thief stuff here, typical.
Some sharks and
Maybe, yeah, or some sharp rocks like spikes. Or...
Like pointing there with
Yeah.
like a finger up, like.
Exactly.
some fur hanging around
Yeah.
from the.
Yeah, then I was I couldn't put it on share, but I made a list of the characters. There is a frog.
Yeah.
There is a dragonfly.
That's too.
I made the list I made. It was like the main characters, which are 3 so far.
Yeah.
But each 3 has many kinds. So like next week we could focus on making Frank. Like we more or less know the way like it's going to look.
Mhm.
So making it naked.
See,
Naked Frank, winner included, and
Caterpillar Frank.
just and Caterpillar Frank and the other.
And maybe
versions.
other variations like Robert
Yeah.
Frank and stuff like that. Would be great.
Yeah, totally nice to make different styles, like list them. And the Tara is only one shape. There is another little butterfly that goes in the first word. But it's not like
Yeah, she's
one more.
Yeah, but there's hundreds, thousands of other butterflies.
in the
around.
second word, yeah, hundreds of thousands. Yeah.
Yep. A whole forest made out of butterflies.
Yeah, so that's like extras, but secondary characters, they are really important, and they are Louis and Barney.
Mhm.
They both talk and shout
And the thing is, it could be like this, but very young maybe. Like all the other sheep are quite young, or kids. Something we discussed with Esther, that maybe they could be very young also. Like,
that's nice.
More
So
white,
cuter,
maybe.
not
Yeah.
so depressing. Like almost dead. Cool. And the frog is secondary character because it really does a lot of.
He
And it
doesn't
has a
speak.
tongue that.
Yeah, he doesn't speak, but he's very
Yeah,
active.
opens the mouth very open, the guy falls. And the others are extras, the dragonfly, the little flea,
Mhm.
that's also another extra.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was making that list and then I got a dryer machine fixed. Been going home like 3 times this week for that. Anyway, that's that's pretty much it.
Now, Sarah, I guess.
So all your stuff
Yes.
is here.
Yes.
What do you want me to start with?
Where is... Oh, that's right. Oh, sorry.
Could be
It's really hard to see.
it could be in the order it is already, so it's okay.
I'll start at
So what I made this week,
No.
mainly trying like to get character design more precise and more, well, I was like more digging about it, so I made each character. This one is Frank as a caterpillar. I didn't change much because it works like he is. So maybe the
Next step would be to make it in 3D to see
Yeah,
how it works and
exactly.
compare with this real.
and
Should
trying
be
other
appearance.
colors maybe, and I don't know if putting some stuff on his back, like the original caterpillar, I would say. I don't know, but yeah, the face and the shape, I think it's already working. So
I think so.
only made one of him. Next one was Terra. This one was
the next file.
yes, please. This one was tricky. Like I made a lot of different of different shapes and flavors of her, but well, that's one, but not absolutely not yet how it will end. So that was one. You can put the other one. Like trying different.
There.
Yeah, so I was trying like trying to add more cuteness to her because she was kind of cold, but then it was too cute. Like she looks like a child there, but had more. But she was more, at least more alive, like more likable as a character.
Furry.
Yeah, and trying the furry version, which I liked also.
Who doesn't like furriness?
Yes.
He does like.
Fur, more fur.
Scary stuff.
Lucas doesn't.
Furry stuff. And then the final version, well, the final test, which I think is it's the next one, which works more like for Tara's character, more sexy. Yes, exactly.
Dark
So
lips.
I think this, at least we will be on the next version digging this one. Like, but the proportions right now are working more. She's elegant, she has her age, and she's kind of cute also. So
Nice.
that was for Tara.
Excellent.
And now Victor. I made some Victor this week.
So good.
So Victor has to be a completely different character. He's not black anymore. He's how he's called the reference?
It's Anthony and the Johnsons.
Anthony and the Johnsons is the reference. He's a singer, a very melancholic singer, with he's kind of feminine. We don't know really if he's a boy or a girl, and that's what Mathieu wanted, like for this character.
For his life.
Yeah. So this is one test. He looks very much like the reference. Could you put the other one?
All those interesting things.
There are a lot of tests of him, so you can put them. So that's another one, another one.
The bag.
I never saw this one.
And then
It's nice to have a bag. It's not just like walking
You
around
see?
with the shop.
She asked me if you had a bag. And
I mean, for the animators, it's gonna be a pain.
no.
I mean, it's an extra, but it's.
You should dance and stuff.
But I think maybe it should be like one of those you keep hanging, like just.
yeah, I don't know why, but I always make him with a bag.
Well, I prefer.
It doesn't have,
I
but
prefer for him not to have anything because you get uncomfortable when you don't have anything in your hands. So, as he's a bit shy and
yes,
precious,
yes.
you have good reasons to.
Maybe it could be like a little purse this size, like. Yeah, to take like a watch this big.
Oh, fuck.
That's more. He keeps it on a little.
He does have a Walkman also. An old,
a Walkman.
like a tape Walkman
Yeah.
with very 80s
Headphones.
headphones.
So cool.
And with the foam around or the
Yes, that could be.
crushy stuff.
The pad.
You know, it's la mousse. You know the things like the orange
Foam,
soft
the
things,
foam.
the orange foam you had around those.
Yeah.
That was always scratchy.
That could be.
Can be like one of these biker you know, when you have things on the back of the biker thing, there's no pocket, but the pocket is part of the thing.
Oh, but we call this the banana bags also
Yeah.
in France. You know, the things you have on your waist.
And this one was the one like had more, I don't know,
What is it?
character. He was cute and
That's so cool.
yeah, Mathieu liked it.
Yeah, it's very
Nice, delicate human version of Big Bang Bunny.
Somehow, yes, I didn't thought of that.
But it likes a butterfly, right? So it could be name. What was the name of that guy? He had a name.
The butterfly?
The bunny.
Oh, yeah, the name?
Yeah, forgot.
Oh, really?
If anyone from your Frankie is watching this, your Frankie. Well, that one too.
So then I put him in color, so that's version 1, and next it's version 2 with more shading.
Bam.
Bleh.
Bag.
With a bag that doesn't have to exist, but I did it.
The little shoes.
With some shoes for dancing and angelic,
It's perfect.
hair and a nice stare.
That's so good.
And that's the end of it.
Oh, that's very good.
So nice. Bravo. So we finished with the artists. Time to move on to the developers. So developers, you're gonna. I want to start. So, is there anything on share that I
There's a
have
folder. You asked me to name them properly this week. So.
Yes. So let me find the cursor, and this is.
I let me sell my book. You can find on the Blender shop.
Time for. What is the book about?
It's about the Blender game engine and animation with the Blender game engine with Blender. It's pretty awesome.
It's new.
It was released last year, but still pretty much up to date in a lot of things.
Okay.
I wrote it with Mike Pen.
Well, it's a game engine, so it's
Yeah.
gonna be up to date forever. I think it's gonna be up to date.
And it's
until-
on sale on the Blender shop, so it's kind of a nice way also to help the Blender Institute. Let's go
Yeah.
to the.
So when you buy those books, you're actually helping the Blender Institute. It's not like he gets it on for beer and stuff. It's like actually the Blender Institute, Blender Foundation, 2015. A lie. Wow, with capital. Look at that. That's how you name your folder. How that you recognize yourself from the rest. A lie. 0.
Yeah.
Oh, you even put numbers.
Yeah.
And you start with 0, like.
I always forget what will be the first image. So I start with one, and then when I decide on the other one, on the one. So on last week, I showed that we are already able to export for anaglyph and some of the interlace, if I remember correctly. So this week I finished the other modes, which is the side by side, which is the top bottom. Now we can not only save from the image editor, but can also render straight to one of these formats. You can also save a movie in one of these formats. You can, and the composer almost can also export in one of these formats. This is probably going to be the first thing I'm going to present next week. It just so much work, so much cleanup and refactoring. But now you can even export multi-layer in one of these stereo modes. So all the layers get transformed. So the UV layer can get side by side or interlaced or anaglyph, just because someone might want to do that, and I hope they do because it was a pain to implement. Okay, now the next one. So that's what I was promising. So the idea is in the composting. Right now, if you just render something which composed something and then actually save as a stereo output specific, you'd already get the stereo, the nice stereo output. But if you go to the right of the image now, and if you're using the file output nodes, and we can actually have each different input spitting out a different file format. And that's not working entirely. It's not working yet at all. So right now it's just doing a left and right, left and right, left and right, left and right.
And it looks great. It looks great. That's important.
But then next week this is gonna be working. So I'm gonna keep the same image to use again.
Awesome.
And the next image. Oh, and right when I finished this all, like someone, which I don't know the name, posted on my Google Docs roadmap for stereoscopic, and they said, hey, do you know that FFmpeg now supports stereo 3D video as well? So there's a special tagging in the new version of FFmpeg, and I didn't know that, so there's going to be more work at some point. Yeah. And the curious thing is that if you see I don't know if you can read on camera, but it doesn't matter. If you read the modes they have, so if you go down, they have the 2D mode, it's regular, then side by side, top, bottom. These are modes we already have in Blender. Now go to the right. Columns we have, lines we have, these are interlaced. We don't have the side-by-side quincunx, which I have never heard about before.
Quincunx.
Yeah, the one above that. And we don't have the time sequential.
The checkerboard.
Yeah. So it's kind of cool because pretty much all the modes we have in Blender, they are there, but they have two other modes that we need to support. It's easy, it's not the hardest part, but just that the work never ends. Always someone says, oh, there's also this that's related to the subject. Okay, later. But then, okay, next image. And I got tired of all this, and then I finally pushed commit for people baking things with CUDA. Now that I have a CUDA card at hand. So if you had a crash, if you're baking 4K images with GPU, we can now do it. Now we're splitting the memory in small parts. For CPU, we're also doing that. So if the baking now is very slow, we should increase the tile size. Otherwise, there's a lot of overhead. And just something I did in parallel. And next, and last but not least, that's what Matteo was presenting. So if you zoom up, this is the anamorphic bokeh. So if you see, usually you'd see this, you have this very round bokeh effect for these unfocused elements. And now we are working on having these ellipse-like shapes. It's already working for blade-like depth of field, so we have the aperture specific shape, or no blades. But it's not working for fisheye yet, which is the next goal.
Crazy guys.
Yeah.
Fisheye oval bouquet.
This is probably the last image, I think.
So this is actually a Gooseberry feature.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm happy that people are finally using the fisheye. Yeah, interesting on that.
Of course.
Because it was originally designed for domes, but not a lot of people can play with domes. So, but it's also a very important feature for photography, architects, people that understand that a wide image might really boost the quality for visuals.
Yeah, it's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you for making it.
No, well, I'm glad to be around.
Yeah, awesome. So that's the cool thing about having developers here is that, hey, the bokeh could be a bit more anamorphic. Okay, hey, can you make it? Yes.
Frank's not around, so we can do very ugly heads. This one
So-
is himself. Oh,
Thank you very much.
yeah.
So we're gonna dive to the other side of the table to any of those two. Maybe they want to start.
Let me start. I don't have a lot to show this week. Well, there are some images in my folder.
Yes, let me look for them. Anthony,
Yeah.
which image first? Parent.
Whichever you want. So-
What? I can choose?
Yes, you can
Holy
choose.
crap! Let me. Can
Oh,
you
there's only one.
point to the screen? Can you point it to the screen?
Yes. Yeah, but I need to see. Oh,
Ah, yeah, sorry. Here.
yeah. Otherwise,
I might try with the.
Okay. So
Okay, what's that?
the big news is that we have pi menus in drag at last in master.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes.
Pi menus.
And I've been working on fine-tuning them and doing some last-minute fixes, as always. And generally, there was a lot of bug fixing this week, and also tried to investigate how to bring back sticky keys, because the initial code of PyMenus included the sticky keys, where you, if you keep a button pressed for some amount of time, then you get a Pi menu. But that wasn't ported for the first iteration of PyMenus because it needed some more work. So I'm looking into making this slightly better. And it's a tough nut to break, but I hope we'll have some results at the end.
Good.
And yeah, so people who want to try it, just download the latest build of Master, and there's an add-on called Official PyMenus under the user interface category in the add-ons of Blender, and give it a shot. And
Yeah, I'm using it.
hate it, love it, and give us feedback.
Yeah, the only reason I don't use it is because it uses my Q key.
Yeah, I know. Maybe that should be moved elsewhere.
Yeah, because the Q is like for a bunch of items it's used. I use it for some to selected. Anyway, the next.
The next.
Oh, do you want to say something?
Yeah. No, not really.
Cool.
The next is.
Oh, by the way, sorry.
Yeah.
But Sebastian Kuhne uploaded a tutorial on how to make a
All right.
Pi menus.
All
Yeah.
right.
So if you go to Twitter s_Kuhne and then follow him. It's awesome. And he made a nice tutorial.
two keys to raise.
I've also been tweeting about Pi menus because there are ways to add them into the key map without actually coding them, and maybe I should make some presentation of that. Anyway, next image, please.
Next.
Yeah, so this is Gooseberry feature again. This is attempting to support parenting in the sequencer, which, as you can see,
What?
yes, the idea is that you have this first strip, and then you can parent. For instance, this is the video strip, and this is the audio strip of the video strip, and then you get all those strips parented on this. So when you move this, all those other strips move.
That's
And
so cool.
this is not working yet because it's not as easy as it sounds. But yeah, it's the first step of visualization and some operators to make it work. And this is what I'm going to be working for some time now. And
That's cool.
Yeah. And quite a few fixes for PyMenus and some paint stuff this week also. And that was, what I did mostly. So, yeah.
Oh, pretty cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know you were done. Bravo. So now,
Yes.
time for our last developer.
Master.
Yes.
So
I've been working on the air system again, of course, and I've implemented cycles rendering for hair.
Ooh.
Wow.
Ooh. My God, my God.
Which sounds more complicated than it is because we already have hair rendering basically.
Yeah, it's so straightforward.
Importing the data is.
but having it again is awesome.
Yes.
We already have it,
We
but
won't
yeah.
feel the difference.
People should like
Yeah,
implement
there are still
things
some
over and
features
over
missing.
again.
Yeah.
Next year they should put cycles again. You know, like it's so cool.
Yeah.
O1, I guess.
Can you, can you rotate?
No, this
Can you
time.
point the thing to the thing?
As long as you change the image, yes, but
There.
still uninteresting for the audience. Pablo? You might wanna.
What? Yeah, just point to that one and then.
It's
make
pointed.
It is pointed. And then I can.
Don't teach me how to do my job.
That and that and that and that and then here
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
is Polish. Okay, wait. Is it in the wrong desktop?
Okay,
Here.
that's still OpenGL rendering, but it has child hairs, all these little hairs around the center. Yeah, that's the first implementation of child
Advanced.
hairs. It's not very impressive.
It's finished.
Yeah, next. That's the first ever cycles rendering of the US.
Got that.
Isn't it beautiful?
It's beautiful.
Wow, yeah.
It's like what we have now,
So
but
realistic.
crappier. It's beautiful. I'm just kidding. And that, well,
Yeah,
it gets better.
Cycles and child hairs.
I'll do the
Wow.
moment. You know.
Almost looks like it.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Look at those. They're even cute.
Yeah.
Wow.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's with smoothing actually.
Ooh.
So the curves are not so jetty anymore.
They're actual tubes. They're like little tubes.
Yeah, that's one of the rendering modes of cycles. It has like 3 or 4 different modes for rendering hair, depending on what you need, how much performance you need, and so on.
Looks pretty cool already.
And that's just one of them. Yeah, that was a
Wow.
little test for Mathieu. For me?
Oh yeah. This
Yeah,
is
you
the
will
French
test
style.
run.
Whoa.
It's practical about the headpiece. And yeah.
Next to it is removed, right?
And
So
these.
that's, yeah. That's what the movie will look like.
Oh, this is actually interpolated.
Yeah, that's one of the other render modes of cycles hair. When you scale up the hairs, basically when you increase the roots width.
And it's
You see
actually,
how this works.
this is curved, right?
Yeah, this is very nicely interpolated.
Yeah. Like we used to see the lines.
Yeah, actually, with the current particles, there's a bug, or yeah, it's not a bug. It's the interpolation feature is not very good. The new hair has nice interpolation.
Yeah. Looks very nice so far. Look at that beauty.
Yeah, like the next one is one that looks like actual hair.
It keeps getting better.
This one?
Yeah,
That-
that is hairs have materials now, so the next feature there.
that is a bit bold.
An old sheep, nice.
Hmm?
It's an old sheep, almost golden.
Yeah.
So again, the advantage of this system is that the collisions are 10 times better.
Yeah, that's
Existing
we'll
for-
go back
for
to
stuff.
collisions and physics next week. With the force fields and stabilize the whole thing. Maybe caching, but probably that's too much for 1 week. Have to see.
Cool. That's great.
Awesome.
Awesome. Wait, you had a video or not?
Yeah, that's a very stupid render test.
But it's moving images. It's like even
Moving images.
better. Wait. Where is my folder? That's
Something
on-
crashed, no?
Yeah, something crashed. I have to remove the crash report. Really stupid animation text.
Oh,
Motion.
Nice.
oh wow,
It's not stupid.
that's good.
Super
That's
cool.
pretty good. Wow.
So this is not cache. This is like
This is just
F
random.
Control F2
Yeah.
bam.
What would be the difference with cache?
The cache you could actually make,
Playback then.
you know, make hair with collisions and all the expensive stuff that takes too long for real time. I think in the original hair paper they mentioned that it took something like 20 or 30 seconds for one frame to advance. So for the final, after you animate the whole thing and sculpt the hair and so on, and when you want to do the final simulation, you can't do it in real time. It's just not possible. So it has to be cached in.
So cool.
It's good.
Awesome. Thank you.
Awesome.
Sure.
So that's it, I guess. Right?
And we don't talk about the plans for next week, right?
Sorry?
Sure.
Collapsing.
We don't talk about the plans for next week, right?
Well, the plans for next week. Next week, Tom is here. So that's gonna make well, maybe I should.
I think I won't be. Next week I won't be there.
What? You're leaving?
Yeah, forever.
Oh, really?
Fuck this project.
Tired of this shit.
I'll be in Paris next week. I think I leave at 6 next week, next Friday.
What's your
No.
plan?
I'll be at the weekly.
We could do an early weekly.
Oh, we
Or
at
weekend.
5.
I don't know if I go Thursday or Friday.
I can make a weekly on Wednesday.
Or I. Which day?
We're Friday.
Alright.
18 maybe.
Normal
No, I'm
day
leaving
weekly.
Thursday, so Thursday at 7.
So Friday you won't
I
be
won't
here.
be there Friday.
So we do a weekly and.
On Friday, on Thursday, if you want to.
Okay.
Not.
I will
So
record myself and.
cool.
Cool. That's all.
Okay.
Well, thank you very
Well,
much.
say goodbye, everybody.
Boa noite.
Goodbye.
Well, say goodbye in its own language.
Goodbye. Goodbye. See you next week with Ton and the guys.
And more or
here.
less.
They're
or
in
no
SIGGRAPH
less.
right now in Vancouver, so that's why they're not here. But it's gonna be much cooler next week.
60 cents.
6 p.m. or so next week. Bye.